What's up everybody, Gundam Flexing here, and today we're going to be checking out the M9 Gernsback V.IV Aggressor Squadron, product from Bandai and featured in Full Metal Panic. Because this is not a Gundam, it is a mecha in the Full Metal Panic universe, this is still considered a high grade, but it's a 1/60th scale. This specific model shares a lot of commonalities with the M9 Gernsback Commander's version, minus some of the weapon system, and obviously the color is different. The Commander's version is pretty much dark gunmetal gray, and this one is a light baby blue. And I'm just going to throw this out here that in the video, hopefully what you see is a very light baby blue, but the product images on the internet, it shows it to be a, I would say, a darker hue of blue, close to navy blue. This product is about $15 at the time of this video, which is considerably cheaper than the Commander's version, which was roughly around $25. Commander's version came out a few years ago. This one came out, I believe, winter or fall of this year. And before we go into what you see in front of you, let's cover all the extra stuff. And coming up are the extra pieces and the extra runners. Now this model, once you complete it, has a ton of extra pieces, and a large portion of it is essentially like half the runners. So instead of going over all that, we're going to go and look into the instruction pamphlet, and I'm going to show everyone real quick about all the extra stuff. And here it is. There's so much that the instruction simply says just to cut them out. So for example, you may have a couple items like here where my left finger is at, where the X's are, those are extra pieces. But areas that are grayed or has a slash across it says parts will not be used, remove before assembling. So you essentially have an entire runner there, almost the entire runner here, a couple pieces here, and you see all the other X's too, right here, there, and both of these segments in the runners as well. So they're going to have a lot of extra pieces, which is interesting because they're not interchangeable with the model you build, and I don't think it also comes interchangeable with any sort of like expansion. However, it is cool to have. Some of it is quite useful if you're going to use it for some sort of mashup. I'm pretty sure you will find those useful. And coming up next is the sticker sheet, and here it is, the tinfoil sticker. Very minimal stickers. The green one at the top is for his eyes. The yellow ones are for the sides of his head, and this one is part of the body and the front on his skirt. And these two, I believe, go somewhere on either his arm or the back of his legs. Can't really remember, but I remember that all of them were pretty much easy to put on. And coming up next are his hands. So he only has two pair of hands. So you have the open hand, and then you have the closed hand right here. And basically the weapons would slide into these hands, or you'll do rest the weapons on his open hand. These hands are very simple. All you have is the back piece and then the actual limb itself. So a total of only 4 hands. And then coming up next is the weapon system, and similar to the Gernsback Commander's version, you do have quite a few. This is his little dagger. You only get one, and it's a single piece, cut straight from the runner. And then you have a much larger combat knife with their own sheath. The knife too is only one piece. And the sheath, I think that is, yep, it's 2 pieces too. And it fits very well in there. It fits very well. Come on, come on. There we go. There, and here we have the little nub here. And you'll notice that his body will be covered with nubs like on the sides, on his arms, on his back, and that's just to mount his weapon system. But those are his melee weapons. He has a total of 3 long-range weapons. One is already on the model itself. This is a, I guess you could call it like a machine gun. At the bottom you also have like a 203 grenade launcher. At the top of the weapon is his clip, and you'll also notice you have the holes here, so you'll be able to mount the weapon system on his body. This particular weapon system comes in several pieces. Does come with the detachable M203, like that. You have his front part of the weapon. To include the barrel is removable. Then you have like the rest of the weapon to include the buttstock. And unfortunately, the magazine clip is not detachable. So, oh, you also have the handrail, which is at the top. And next one is my personal favorite, is his sniper rifle. This again is several pieces. You have the scope, which is a separate piece, and that does come off. You have the V stand here, which also comes off. And then you have the barrel right here. And it's pretty cool because the barrel is collapsible like that. So if you did want to mount this weapon system onto the model, you just have to take the stand off and use this long pillar thing here, and you're able to throw it in at any of the options available. And of course, his last weapon system is his assault rifle. This is a very straightforward assault rifle. Comes in like only 3 pieces. The main body is the left side, the right body on the opposite end, and then you have the barrel. That's it. So yes, it does come with a lot of weapon systems, but unfortunately it does not come with the awesome bullwhip which the Commander's version has. Now we're going to look at the model, and if you're interested, this is the weapon system. It fits very snug into his hand. You just pretty much put the handle and you just throw it in there, like literally just slide it in there. It's perfect fine. His head, here it is, and there is the tinfoil sticker underneath his armor, and on the sides you'll see the triangle stickers, which were not difficult to put on at all. You'll notice that he has no collar, so he's able to twist his head all the way around. And the way his head is shaped, and I guess also because of the color, it reminds me of that classic 1980s RoboCop. And because this guy is from Full Metal Panic and not Gundam, you'll notice he doesn't have any backpacks at the side, but you do notice there are 2 holes here for his weapon mount system. We look at his arms. Here it is. Each side comes with a shield, the shoulder shield, that is on a ball joint, so it moves around. Now I have to say that if there's one thing that I don't like about the M9 Gernsback, to include the Commander's version, is the way you have to put in his arm into the main body. If you remember, at least, for example, most Gundams, you just simply put the arms into the shoulders and the shoulders into the body. This one is a tad bit different, and I'm going to just demonstrate for you. Here is his arm, and it goes all the way underneath this socket joint right here. And you'll notice where that circle is. That's how you have to put it in to the main body. So if you were going to do an example, the instruction says to hold it on the side. But even if you were holding it on the side, sometimes you might be able to pop out the arm, because this is how it's attached to it, if you're not too careful. Which fortunately, this one isn't giving me such a hard time, which is great. But when I attempted to put it in, it kept popping out, and it was really annoying. Here it is. This is his arm, and unfortunately, you can't just like take off the side stuff and put his combat knife in, which was some feature in some other Gunpla, but that's not it for this one. But that is one complaint I have, and that's putting in his arms. But other than that, that is pretty much all the complaints I have about this specific body type. Here's his mid-waist, and it is also connected on a ball joint. He's able to do some sort of wide flexion, and because he doesn't have a skirt, his limbs at the bottom also have some pretty good maneuverability. On the back of his skirt, you'll notice this hook, and that is for his assault rifle, which he has on him right now. The assault rifle, you just slide the top of the, or not the top, you slide the barrel through the back and it hooks on. It's very tight. Unfortunately, it won't be able to do it for the rest of the weapon systems, which is why these holes and these pillars come in handy. So if you were, for example, to put his assault rifle on his body, to mount it, you just put it in like that. Now if we look at his legs, side of the legs also has the holes. So if you wanted to, and if it would permit, you're able to slide it in like this. But there's not much issues with his legs because he has essentially no skirt. He's able to pretty much, can even do the splits. He has a great mobility in his legs like that. And he also has some great flexion in his knees like that. The back of his feet is quite interesting. This is an option. I don't know why, it just flaps that can just go up and down. And his feet might be a little small as well, because you're going to have to balance this figure on these feet. And he doesn't have any flexion in his feet either. In other words, you can't bend the toes and make it touch the heel. It's just one single flat piece. But he is able to move his ankles pretty well like that. Trying to fit it back in. So overall, for $15, this product isn't bad. Very similar to the Gernsback, but you just be careful that the product images you see online released by the manufacturer shows it to be a pretty dark blue, whereas the final product itself is pretty much light baby blue. But you do have a ton of weapon systems. You pretty much have no stickers, and the stickers it does come with are really easy to apply. I would definitely recommend this item. I think it looks really cool because it is a light blue hue. I think you could also do some pretty fine weathering. There's not many opportunities on the specific model to do panel lining. However, because you do have a lot of flat pieces, like with the shield and flat pieces on the side of the leg, I think you'll be able to do, at least for this one, practice your panel scribbling. But that's all I have to say about this specific model, guys. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please post it down in the section below. And then I shall see you guys next time. Peace out.